¿Es ser millonario? Creo que me estaba hablando mi madre. Es ser millonario, ¿no?
Has anything been disarranged in this compartment?
No, mademoiselle. I was careful not to move the body in making my examination.
Regardez, mademoiselle.
¿Qué mierda se regalé?
I've already searched it thoroughly. Nothing else to see in there. I won't find... I've already
¿Y el de abajo?
Nothing else to see in there.
¿Una estatua? ¿Qué es esto? Vasito. Qué asco. Encima tengo de la boca, qué asco, porque me cago. Servilleta.
I did not close the window despite the chill. I thought there might be fingerprints, and the cold, of course, helps preserve the body. Take care. There may be fingerprints.
¿Y cómo las cojamos? Con harina. Ya lo hicimos.
Oh dear!
Ay.
Someone must have stood there and stabbed him again and again.
Ah, son las
There
puñaladas.
is something in the pocket of his pajamas. Something heavy. I did not disturb
La
it.
pistola. Mira, pues teniendo la pistola... Ah, no, sí están muertos. Cerca.
The man was armed? It is bizarre. Why did he not defend himself?
Gran pregunta, Dorothy. Gran pregunta. Ay, no puedo. Ay.
Egg!
115. That agrees with my calculations.
Algo en la cara. ¿Nada más? No. ¿Y el baño? ¿Cuál es el baño? ¿Un sombrero?
There is something in the pocket.
¿Qué he cogido? Vale, he cogido vaso, dentadura, pañuelo, la pistola, un reloj de bolsillo, un sombrero y una caja de cerillas. Cerilla plana, cerilla redonda, colilla, iba a decir. Colilla de puro, la estatua. Esto para dormir. Son medicamentos, ¿no? Servilleta de papel. Fragmento de papel quemado. Esto es el baño, ¿verdad?
I won't find anything else in there. At the moment, I think I'm needed elsewhere.
¿Me voy al baño? Hay algo en el suelo.
Nothing else to see in there.
No. Limpia pipas. ¿Y ahora qué? Nada más, ¿no?
How many wounds are there, Doctor?
I make it 12 wounds. 1 or 2 are so slight as to be mere scratches. On the other hand, at least 3 would be capable of causing death.
Some wounds seem to have bled more than others.
You see these 2 wounds, here and here. They are deep. Each cut must have severed blood vessels, and yet the edges do not gape. They have not bled as one would have expected.
Ratchet was already dead when those were delivered?
Some little time dead.
The murderer returned to make certain Ratchet was dead?
The idea is an absurdity, of course. Even one with no medical knowledge would have been able to tell the man was already quite dead.
The wounds are scattered all over the torso.
Yes, and you see this wound here, under the right arm, near the right shoulder. Could you deliver such a blow? I have a pencil if you would like to try it.
That won't be
No,
necessary.
gracias.
How do you account for it?
A left-handed murderer could strike there easily.
But of course, that blow was almost certainly struck with the left hand. Yet some of these blows are just as obviously right-handed.
Ambidiestro, a lo mejor.
Ratchet thrashed about as he was dying.
On the contrary, he lay completely composed. The bedsheets are not disarrayed at all.
The murderer had unusually long arms.
Please let us not stray into the land of Poe with his murderous apes stuffing young girls up chimneys. I know something of apes. They kill by pummeling or crushing, not whittling away at their victim.
Tell me something about the force of the blows.
Some were struck with a terrible ferocity as to drive the knife through hard belts of bone and muscle. Yet others seem to be haphazard and at random, glancing off, doing hardly any damage.
Someone striking with their eyes shut?
O no veo
In
una
a
mierda.
blind frenzy?
And struck so many times with their eyes closed to make sure they had managed to hit a vital organ or two?
Could there be two murderers?
Perhaps. Some blows could have been struck by a strong man or very athletic woman. Others are weak. A frail woman, perhaps.
Perhaps the killer was uncertain at first, then was overcome with a bloodlust.
Or perhaps the killer tired of his exertions, weakening, yet still enjoying himself too much to leave off.
Can you estimate the time of death?
It is difficult to say exactly in these matters. The open window, the cold, you understand,
Escapó por la
complicates an
ventana,
estimate.
¿no?
But I think I can say definitely that death occurred between midnight and 2 in
El
the morning.
grito que escuchamos.
Good day, monsieur.
Pues voy. Este es Poiro, ¿no? Señor Poiro, ¿te puedo registrar?
I can't do that now. I'd surely be seen.
¿Está aquí? Ah, sí.
Monsieur Poirot,
Te estará contando todo, ¿no?
and that is everything I've discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
The wounds tell too many different stories.
Oui, the matter begins to clear itself up wonderfully. The murderer was a man of great strength. He was feeble, it was a woman, it was a right-handed person, it was a left-handed person. Ah, c'est
Eso que tú
rigolo
empezas
tout
dos
ça.
asesinos, ¿no?
And the victim, what does he do in all this? Does he cry out? Does he struggle? Does he defend himself? No. He awaits his doom with the greatest composure.
The box of matches suggests the round one belonged to Monsieur Ratchet.
I concur.
The pipe cleaner and the handkerchief are good clues.
Possibly. What can we learn from them?
Remember the bottle I found in the suitcase?
Oui, a sleeping draught, and the bottle half empty. It would be instructive to learn if Ratchet took his
Entonces,
usual
la
dosage
botella
last
está de
night.
medicina.
The gun was unfired.
He would certainly have defended himself if he had been able. For now, it might be better if you keep the gun with you for your protection. I would not like our collaboration cut short prematurely.
The broken watch tells us the time of death exactly.
Very convenient, the broken watches.
1:15, well within Dr. Constantine's estimate of midnight to 2 a.m.
What you say is true.
Are the false teeth important?
Only to one who must wear them. And why you took for yourself the false teeth of the dead man is not for Poirot to ask. But I hope they prove themselves as useful
sé
to
ni yo
you
para qué quiero
as
eso,
they
qué asco.
undoubtedly did to him.
The small metal statuette. It is very old.
And possibly quite valuable. Take it with you. Learn more of it if you can.
Podría abrirla, emplearla. Bueno, pero vamos.
The footprints outside the window are important.
What did they say to you?
The killer may have fled the train.
And gone where? Still, they must be investigated.
No me dejaron.
I found only the cigar in the ashtray. No pipe.
Certainly, this is a clue masculine. Monsieur Ratchet smokes the cigar, lighting it with a round match, and someone else, still to be determined, smokes the pipe, lighting it with a flat match.
The letter H can help us find the owner of the handkerchief.
A clue feminine, so dainty, and to have the letter embroidered upon it is so convenient. One cannot complain of having no clues in this case.
If a man killed Ratchet,
After the sociable smoke,
then the woman came in later, not noticing he was dead, and attacked him as well.
also not noticing that she had dropped her handkerchief. Very fortunate for us that she was so unobservant. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report, it is not yet complete. There are still clues to be found, mademoiselle. Search carefully.
¿Cómo que me quedan pistas? Era con esto, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo? Polvos blancos.
I don't think that's appropriate.
Concha su madre. ¿Y los polvos blancos? Vale, ¿qué hago? Arando perdida, ¿eh? Literalmente. Muy realista, qué asco, por favor. Una H. Vale. Veo que en la etiqueta hay un escrito que pone Red 1318. A lo mejor con esto nuevo me dice algo más. Esto no... Esto.
Some things, once done, cannot be undone.
Desvincular. Esto no lo entiendo, ¿eh? Está usado. No se puede leer. A ver ahora.
Ah, your return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
No, tremendo.
And that is everything
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
What of the residue in the tumbler? A sleeping powder, perhaps? Such as that I found in the suitcase. It might explain why Monsieur Ratchet did not cry out when he was attacked.
A possibility. However, in my experience, the usual dose of a sleeping draught would not be strong enough to prevent awakening if one were violently attacked.
I found the inscription REV 1318 printed on the hatband of his hat.
A curious inscription indeed for the hat.
The burnt paper could be significant.
What strikes you as most important?
No sé por qué no lo entiendo.
What was burnt and why?
Précisément.
But the paper is impossible to read.
It is possible that some of the writing on the paper can be made legible again if the scrap can be protected, flattened, and held firmly in place while the heat is applied. I will need something with which to handle the paper most delicately, 2 objects of metal netting that we can place it between,
Un trozo de tela
and a
metálico.
source of constant heat. Collect for me these items, and we will see what we shall see.
I should look for the items Monsieur Poirot needs to read the burnt scrap of paper.